Apologies. Good, y'all didn't get to hear me cough because I was literally just as soon as I let that thing go, um, catching a little strain in the throat area. But anyway, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to Instant Replay. This is the Hoops edition of the show. Obviously, as we look at the NBA season, college basketball just ended. We'll get to that in just a bit, talking about as far as Michigan versus UConn in the title game on Monday. That was the last time you saw us, so we ain't got to talk about that yet, and I will be getting to that soon. But how y'all doing, man? Hope y'all doing well. My Hawks, if you've been paying attention to any kind of NBA action, have not been doing well as of late. Lost a couple games, bro, that they need to be trying to win as they try to make this playoff push. They're still currently in the playoffs and not in the play-in, but again, couple slippages, you know what I mean, in Atlanta land. So we'll also take a look at that as well. So hope everybody's doing all right. So let's jump to some NFL news real quick, bro. Let's get to some NFL news. We'll talk a little bit about first of all, Fernando Mendoza, who is still slated to probably most likely be the number one pick in the NFL draft next Thursday. What's good, gamer? What's good? Fernando Mendoza had decided that he's not going to attend the draft, right? So he's going to sit at home with friends and family. This is nothing new. If you guys are unfamiliar with the draft in the NFL, especially, there's a lot of times where players decide, it's not really a personal thing to attend the draft. There's a lot of people there. You can bring your family, and a lot of people always have their moms and pops with them and things of that nature, wives, girlfriends. But the NFL draft, if you attend the draft, is not a personal sort of thing by any stretch of the imagination, right? If you choose to sit at home or watch the draft from a neutral location with family and friends, that's a more personal endeavor. You don't have to worry about. There's a lot of things you don't have to worry about with that. First of all, you're in the comfy confines of your own fucking surroundings, right? So Fernando Mendoza, again, if you didn't know, who is more than likely the number one pick in the NFL draft by the Las Vegas Raiders. I said it's not next week. It's in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from today. When that draft happens, he won't be there, but there's Ty Simpson's going to be there. So they got 16 draft attendees, right? Uncle yapping about. There's 16 attendees at the draft. Some of these cats, like Ty Simpson's going to be at the draft. Cat might not even get picked in the first round, bro. I don't know if I'm willing to do anything like that. But some more NFL news. Let's see what we got. The Department of Justice opens up a probe in the NFL when it comes to TV deals. Now, I don't know much about the legal side of any of that when it comes to TV deals, but I will say this. Seeing what has transpired over the past decade when it comes to National Football League and the deals with streaming services and different, I can see it. I can if there's a problem. Matter of fact, let me open this up and see what it says. Department of Justice opens antitrust investigation of NFL over TV deals. Now, let me get this up here, man. Let me y'all see what this thing says. So, basically, okay, hide that. Get this up here. All right. So, as you see right there, Department of Justice opens antitrust investigation of NFL over TV deals. The Justice Department has begun an investigation into whether the NFL has violated anti-competitive practices with its television contracts that require consumers to pay subscription costs to watch some games. Sources confirmed to ABC News. This is about affordability and creating an even playing field for providers. A government official told ABC News. The Wall Street Journal first reported news writing that the nature and scope of the Justice Department's investigation were unknown. The NFL has an antitrust exemption for the negotiating of its television contracts through the Sports Broadcast Act of 1961, which only applies to broadcast television. Courts have ruled in the past that it does not apply to other media, including cable, satellite, and streaming. The NFL currently has television contracts. This right here gets on my nerves. I can't even lie. As big of a football fan as I am, this bullshit when it comes to all of these things. Like, I think somebody figured it up and said that you'd be paying out some ridiculous sum of money if you wanted to watch all the NFL games in one season. Dude, it never used to be like that, bro. You didn't never get to see all the games, but Jesus, it was not like this. So the NFL currently has television contracts with ESPN, ABC, NBC Sports, CBS Sports, Prime Video, and Netflix to air its games, right? Subscriptions are required to watch Monday Night Football on ESPN. They aren't simulcast on ABC. See, back in the day, like last year, Monday Night Football games were simulcast on ABC as well as ESPN. Not anymore. Thursday Night Football and the Black Friday game on Prime Video and Christmas games on Netflix. Some international games also air on the NFL networks, which is owned by ESPN. Now, as far as I know, those NFL Network games are still going to be on NFL Network when they're international, like 9 in the morning. All right, the NFL has also awarded select games to ESPN Plus and Peacock in the past. It says all games, however, are free on the local stations in the broadcast markets of the teams playing. The NFL's media distribution model is the most fan and broadcaster friendly in the entire sports and entertainment industry. The NFL said in a statement Thursday, with over 87% of our games on free broadcast television. Yeah, bro. All games, however, are free on the local stations in the broadcast markets of the teams playing. Okay, I find issue with that only because I live in Georgia and I'm a Packers fan, and so I can't see the games like that. All right, the NFL has for decades put our fans front and center. The 2025 season was our most viewed since 1989 and reflects the strength of the NFL distribution model and its wide availability to fans. Senator Mike Lee, who's the chair. All right, so basically it gets into some more illegal mumbo jumbo. We'll see what happens with this. Obviously, like I said, I'm not a lawyer, not a big legal guy. Don't know about a bunch of laws when it comes to stuff like that. But we'll see what happens with it, man. We'll see what happens with it. Also, Seahawks QB Sam Darnold, congrats, got married this past weekend. Let's see. The Texans pick up C.J. Stroud and C.J. Anderson's options, fifth-year options. So we'll see what that happens if they get re-signed, if they extend them or whatever. Ravens say Lamar excited to work with the new staff. Kirk Cousins did come out and say, as far as NFL news, he did come out and say that the best QB should play, right? Now I'm on the board with like draft Fernando Mendoza. I don't give a damn. Bro, I don't care if he's in practice lighting it up. Kirk Cousins should start the first game. He just should. Anyway, and Kirk Cousins is saying the best QB should play, regardless of anything in practice. Whoever's the better QB should fucking play. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna go. I agree with that to a certain extent, but again, Mendoza, man, he'd have to. In order for me as the coach to decide to start Mendoza first game of the season, he'd have to really be clapping cheeks up in practice, dude. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, excuse me, really, really, really impressive in practice for me to be like, yeah, I'm gonna let Mendoza start week one, dog. That's a big thing. So, all right, let's move on. Hold on, let me get this damn thing pulled up. All right, let's see. Oh, by the way, if you're a Masters fan, Rory McIlroy is co-leader. I don't know what the score is. I just seen that. I did see that he had 3 straight birdies, which is pretty dope. Yeah, give me just a second trying to get this pulled up. All right. Here we go as we move on to some March Madness news. This is the final March Madness post. Obviously, Michigan 69 over UConn 63. If you were able to watch the game, you saw what happened. Shouts out to Michigan for pulling this one out. Obviously, UConn, third national title game in 4 seasons, right? They won 2 back-to-back a couple seasons ago. So when you look at this with the first half, you see where the difference took place. Actually, both halves are pretty close. Like if you look at it, right? Honestly, as I'm watching this game, I don't have a dog in the fight, dog. I'm just like I'm watching this for good college basketball. I do have friends some homeboys that I served with that are from Michigan. So I I tend to lean that way when I'm watching games where Michigan is playing. And sort of the same thing with the national championship when it came to the college football playoff a few seasons ago when Michigan won that thing, right? So as you can see right there, Michigan 69, UConn 63. Shouts out. Not as big as I don't know. I guess the score is close. It's a 6-point game, but to me, watching the game, it felt like the deficit was a lot larger than that, even though it wasn't. But again, shouts out Michigan, UConn. These are two. Michigan hasn't won a title in a long time, and first title for the Big Ten in a long time as well when it comes to college basketball. Right, winning national titles, and right now the Big Ten is sort of the big sports when it comes to college football or college sports, basketball, football. The Big Ten has won in the past few years, right? Indiana, Ohio State, and Michigan before them. So, hey, Big Ten moving on up, man. We'll see what happens in the future as we keep an eye on them when a lot of other sports sort of start to transpire. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's get to some NBA action. Obviously, you know how your boy feels about it. Hawks fan, as you can see, you know what I'm saying? So look at the brim of the hat. Look at the everything you see in this video pretty much. Struggling just a bit. Let me pull up some of these games right here. So last time you saw us on Monday, early Monday, these games hadn't played yet. Obviously, the Hawks, 108, 105. Wait. What did we do? I think we might have went Tuesday. Oh, wait. I think I done talked about this already. Apologies, y'all. Apologies. I forgot all about that. I thought we went Monday. Let me see. No, it was Monday. I was right. I'm tripping, man. Hold up. Yeah, my bad. I apologize, y'all. I'm tripping. All right. So anyway, the scores. Obviously the Hawks, the Knicks. I know what it was. I talked about this game at great length. Shouts out to my homeboy Chris I work with. We be talking about the Hawks and Rashid. Shouts out. If y'all ever catch these videos, I shouted y'all out of them, all right? So we always talking basketball. So we were talking about it here. Look, man, obviously we saw CJ McCollum throw up that ball at the end, was barely on his fingertips, which would have tied the game and sent this into overtime. However, that wasn't the case. The Knicks the Hawks pretty much dominated this game until we got to the fourth quarter. They were able to put handles on Jalen Brunson until the fourth quarter. A fourth quarter, Brunson, who didn't have but 13 points until that point in time, ended up with 30 points. So that's a lot of points in the fourth quarter, bro. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, had 36. He was balling too, man. This is just a misfortunate game. I'll talk about the next one when we get to it, though. All right, the Pistons 107 lose to the Magic 123. The Spurs 115 over the 76ers 102. The Grizzlies 126 lose to the Cavs 142, and the Nuggets 137 over the Trailblazers 132. Portland, obviously, decent-ass basketball team, pushed the Nuggets a bit. But let's move to the next day. Let's get to Tuesday's games, bro. Tuesday, the Bulls 129 over the Wizards 98. Give me this. Bulls 129 over the Wizards 98. Timberwolves 124 over the Pacers 104. The Bucks 90-96 by the Nets. 121 Raptors over the Heat 95. 113 Celtics over the Hornets 102. And 156 over 137 Pelicans over the Jazz. The Warriors 110-105. First dub, I think, for Steph Curry since he got back. And then obviously the second matchup between the Lakers and the Thunder in the past 3 days, 123-87 Thunder. And then the Mavericks 103 lose to the Clippers 116. The Rockets 119 over the Suns 105. That rounds out Tuesday's action. Obviously, playoff implications in some of these games, not all of them. A lot of these teams are out of it. We'll look at the standings in a minute. And then last night's games. Timberwolves 120, Magic 132. Magic catch themselves a dub over the Wolves. I'm telling you, man, Ant and the Wolves have been kind of sliding lately, bro. It looks a lot of losses lately. 116, 122, Cavs over the Hawks. Now, obviously, you know I'm going to have some thoughts about this. Even the announcers say it. When you got to the end of the game, last maybe 5 minutes or so, the Hawks, now, mind you, Jalen Johnson and Dyson Daniels both got fouled out of the game. Both of them had 6 fouls, so they weren't in the game for these last, like, crucial fucking minutes of the game. The Hawks were down by 18 points in this game. And then they brought it all the way back to only being down by 2, which is the closest that they got. I think they got to 116, 114. So as you can see, they only scored 2 more points. After that, the announcers even made a comment about the Hawks and the lack of them trying their offense last night. They weren't going. Whoever brought the ball down the court came over the half-court line, found them a spot, and shot the ball. No passing. The Hawks in their run that they've been on the second half of the season after the All-Star break, one of the biggest things about it has been the movement of the basketball for them. They lead the league in assists, bro. How does the league that lead the league in assists get to crucial crunch time moments like 3-4 minutes left in the game and everybody's just shooting it for themselves? There was no passing of the ball, right? So, and then you had Nickeil Alexander-Walker came down, went to throw a pass with his left hand, or maybe he was trying to throw it up to the hoop and the ball came out of his hand funny. He knew it. He had an error right there, sort of a turnover basically is what it was. And that's sort of how the game went, man. The last down the stretch, Kuminga had a good game. The Hawks had a couple open shots at the end that they just did not make. But for the most part, in my personal opinion, their lack of going through their offense, which probably, Dyson Daniels and Jalen Johnson both fouled out of this game. So without them, which is, 50% of their offense when the ball isn't moving, I'm guessing I hate to say that they didn't know what to do without them cats, because that's not an option. Like, these are professional players. They have to know. If the best players on your team are not on the floor and it's not a situation where they can come back in, other players have to step up. And I think that the lack of ball movement really killed it for them, because if you look at the score where they lost by 6 points, bro, 3 points on Monday, 6 points last night. Got 2 more games left. And, we play the Cavs tomorrow night, and then we have the Magic on Sunday. So, or the Heat on Sunday. We got to win one of these games. Also, hope the 76ers lose tonight to clinch a spot where we know we're not going to be in the play-in, right? All right. So anyway, here we go. 137 Pistons over the Bucks, 111. 136 Nuggets over the Grizzlies, 119. 112 Spurs over the Trailblazers, 101. 128 Thunder over the Clippers, 110, and the Suns 112 over the Mavericks, 107. Rounds out the game for Wednesday. The Thunder continue to roll. I think this one right here, they clinched the number 1 seed in the West. Can't be taken from them if I'm not mistaken. So we'll take a look at the standings in just a second. The Spurs continue to go. I think Wimby didn't play, hurt. Had that rib thing going on the other night when he left the game. So low point total for Jokic. Still a triple fucking double though, dog. Like, look at this, man. Look at what he had, man. 14, 16, and 10. And still, like, they won big. I mean, they were playing the Grizzlies who are not playing good basketball at this point in time. And so Thursday games, bro. Let's get to today. Obviously, right now, 104, 106 in the fourth quarter. Very, very close game between the Knicks and the Celtics. Minute left. Celtics down by 2. The Rockets at the end of the quarter number 3 are beating the 76ers. What is that, 23 points? Obviously, Joel Embiid is not playing tonight, so, that's good for the Rockets. Kevin Durant with 23 points. Pre-game, Warriors-Lakers coming up. And then the final for the earlier games today, 128 Raptors over the Heat, 114. 119 Bulls over the Wizards, 108. And the Pacers 123 over the Nets 94. Obviously, these are teams that are at the bottom. So let's go to these standings, bro. Let's get to these standings as we sit here today. Now, I do believe in conversations with some of my basketball knowledgeable coworkers. I think that if the 76ers lose tonight, the Hawks clinch a playoff spot that's not the play-in. So they'll at least see they move to the 6th seed. They've gotten bounced to the 6th seed by, losing last night. So they're in the 6th. The Raptors have won today, so they're right there. The Hawks, in order to clinch a spot where they don't have to worry about the play-in, all the 76ers have to do is lose tonight. If they lose, which they're down by 23 points to the Rockets, if they lose, we clinch, right? Which is good for the Hawks. Good for the Hawks. But if you go down here, right there, you can see it. Pistons have clinched number 1 seed. You go to the Western Conference. Yeah, clinch Western Conference. Okay, yeah. So they're the number 1 seed. Spurs, 2nd seed right there. Let's go back to the East, right? Pistons, Celtics, Knicks, Cavaliers, Raptors, Hawks, all right now. The Raptors and us, we're still not locked in. We still could get the 5th seed. We just need the 76ers to lose so we can make sure that that's not going to happen. So, wait a minute. So with 2 games left, they can only get to 46. Okay, I see what they're saying now. All right, so you have that, and then the play-in teams, the Magic, 76ers, Hornets, Heat. All right, the Thunder, Spurs, Nuggets, Lakers, Rockets, Timberwolves. Right now, all of these teams, these are your playoff teams for the Western Conference. None of those teams are going to be in the playoff. They've locked up their spots. When it comes to the play-in teams, Suns, Clippers, Trailblazers, Warriors. Warriors about to play the Lakers in just a little bit. I'll probably take a look at that game as I wind down for the rest of the evening. So there it is, man. Let me go back. Let me go back. Hold up, bro. Let me go back. Let me see. Yeah, that's what that was, man. Magic beat the Timberwolves, dude. Put them in a spot. They ain't too far behind, man. Ain't too far behind. Apologies for that. So, yeah, man, that's pretty much the basketball news I got for y'all tonight. Also was talking about LeBron, the Lakers. LeBron is going to be out the first round of the playoffs. When it comes to the Lakers, they're already missing, Reeves. They're already missing Luka and LeBron. I'm sure if my esteemed co-host was here, he'd have a few words about that, which I did hear a lot of cats. When I first seen the post saying LeBron wasn't going to play, a lot of cats was just out there like, yeah, LeBron don't want to get swept. That's all that is. So I don't know if that's true or not. We'll hear when NR comes back, when V comes back to the show, probably Sunday, we'll get his thoughts on that news right there. And one last thing I wanted to leave y'all with. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I am definitely not a Dylan Brooks fan. If you know me well, like I'm not a trash talking kind of guy. And so people who like, I understand trying to get up on a player's skin, a little bit of trash talking the game. Dylan Brooks takes it to another level. Never been a fan of his. And seeing him get what he deserves, in my personal opinion, is always going to be funny. So here is Dylan Brooks talking mad shit to Kevin Durant, to the Durantula. And Kevin Durant immediately putting his cat on skates, bro. Let's watch. Let's watch, man. Let's watch.
Let's go, baby.
That's what you get. Now, if you've been watching the show for any amount of time, you know how I feel about people who talk a lot of trash. When you get your just desserts, it's funny as hell to me. Always gonna be funny. That right there, he got immediately put on skates, bro. Put on skates, running that fucking mouth. Such a joy to watch. Anyway, all right, we'll see you guys on Sunday. This has been Instant Replay Hoops. I told you, man, pretty much a short show today. Obviously by myself, not much out there. The end of the season is coming up. Sound like my cats are in there fighting. I'm gonna have to go in there and handle that. Anyway, oh yeah, let me get this down right here. So all right. Anyway, we'll see you guys on Sunday. You guys enjoy the games this weekend. Enjoy the rest of the week yourselves. We'll see y'all later. Peace out.